Good morning. Coming out. Before we get started, let me thank the crews of Station 84, the captains, the union for getting the station for us. The station looks beautiful. Before I get started any further, let me introduce several members that are with us today. On the far right, I have Stephen Whitehead. He is the trustee on the Firefighters Pension Board. I have Gary Blackman. He's also a trustee on the Firefighters Pension Board. I have Frank Marr. He holds the retiree position on the Firefighters Pension Board. I have Ralph Marsh. He's the executive director of the Firefighters Pension Fund. I have Miss Fran Clemens. She is with the Texas Retired Teachers Association. Standing behind me here, I have John Riddle. He's from the Texas State Firefighters Association. I have Alvin White. He's the president of the Firefighters Union. I have Ray Hunt. He is the president of the Police Officers Union. And I have Joel Jamaldi, also from the Houston Police Officers Union. Thank you guys for coming out. So it is with my pleasure to introduce Congressman Brady today. He represents District 8. A lot of our members live in District 8. Congressman Brady has always been a friend to the public employees. He recently earned the chairmanship of House Ways and Committee, the House Ways and Means Committee. And it gives our region a much bigger voice on the national issues like ending unfairness in Social Security. The issue we are here about today is one Congressman Brady has been diligently working on for quite some time. H.R. 711 is a bill moving through Congress that will replace the current windfall elimination provision, otherwise known as WEP, with a formula that does not unfairly reduce a public servant's Social Security benefit. We are honored to have him here to update us this morning. So everybody join me and let's give a big welcome for the Honorable Congressman Kevin Brady.
Thanks very much, not just for the introduction, thanks for all the support that we are getting from firefighters, police, and teachers throughout Texas and throughout the country to end the unfair WEP. And here, it's just a basic question. If you're willing to run into a burning building, confront a violent criminal, or teach our children, should you get less of your Social Security that you earn than the average worker in America? The answer is no. Absolutely no. It is time Social Security treat everyone fairly and treat everyone equally. This is what we're working on, and for more than a decade, with the help of those behind me and those in Washington representing you, we have worked to try to create equal treatment for our teachers and police and firefighters in Social Security, and I think we have finally hit the solution. As you know, Social Security benefits are based on a worker's earnings, but for some workers like you who work a second job, or a third job, or a summer job, or a first career, or a last career, Social Security doesn't treat you fairly and can dock you as much as $400 a month from what you've earned working in Social Security, and that's not right. And so we have worked hard and found a solution, H.R. 711. It's called the Equal Treatment of Public Servants Act. It ends the unfair WEP formula, and it bases Social Security on your real-life contributions and treats you just like every other American. And that's all we can ask in the law, that you treat everyone fairly. So for new retirees, this is an important fairness that takes into account all your earnings, and reflects how much a person's earnings were earned in Social Security. But it's not enough to fix WEP. For future retirees, we have to fix it for current retirees. And so we have worked with our firefighters, teachers, and police to do exactly that. So we will be restoring not all, but a lot of the Social Security earnings to those who are already retired as well. This is our goal. This is what we set out from the beginning to do. And I'll tell you, we had a hearing last week in the Ways and Means Committee, and we have a hearing because I'm real good friends with the chairman of the committee. And that is the first and probably most important step to getting this solved this year. My plan is to bring this to the committee to be approved bring it to the House floor. We're working with the Senate and working with the White House as well, because we think you've just waited too long. You wait too long for fairness, you wait too long. Be treated equal, and that's all we're asking. And by the way, we've worked this so long and so hard that this solution actually strengthens Social Security for the future as well, something no other bill has done. And I'll tell you what, we've gotten good support, really, from our members of Congress here in the Houston region. Dr. Brian Babbitt is a co-sponsor, Representative John Culberson, Gene Green, of course, Representative Ted Poe, Sheila Jackson Lee, Michael McCall, Pete Olson, Randy Weber are all co-sponsoring and helping us fight for this bill. And again, you know, without the help of Todd and Ralph and Alvin, John, Ray, Tim, all the firefighters as well, to have Fran here for the Texas retired teachers is critical. And I also want to thank our hosts, Captain Rick Johnson, Senior Captain Rick Johnson, Captain Galen Hargrave, for having us here today. And so if you know someone who's represented by a different member of Congress than the one we just listed, ask them to get involved. If you have friends in other states that are affected by this, whether it's California or Illinois or Louisiana or Massachusetts, ask them to ask their member of Congress to co-sponsor this. We're building bipartisan support. We've got all the momentum that, frankly, we have ever dreamed of having. And so I'm convinced, even though this is a tough political year up there, we think we've got a path to get this done. Bottom line is, we rely on you to protect us, to watch over us, to teach the most precious thing we have, our children. We ought to be looking out for you. We ought to be making sure you get the Social Security benefits you receive, and that's why we're here today. Thank you very much. Would you like to introduce anyone else, or do you want me to take some easy questions from these guys?
Let's take some questions.
Okay, let's open this up.
How does this improve the solvency of Social Security?
You know, the question was, how does this improve the solvency of Social Security? Well, what we do is, by treating everyone equally and fairly in Social Security, you actually strengthen it over time, because there's no longer it's no longer an honor system. It is one just based on your real life contributions. In the past, WEP was a one-size-all-fits formula. It didn't fit all. In fact, it treated some people really unfairly. But by treating everyone fairly, you actually strengthen Social Security by a small amount over the long term, and that's one of our selling points in this.
When did the benefit, if it passes, when did the benefit start?
When did the benefit start? We designed it to start in 2017. That gives us time to get it set up and make sure it's working both for those who are already retired and those who will be retiring after 2017. So we've worked hard to make sure it helps everybody.
This might be a silly question, but one has to ask. Will it be retroactive to some degree?
It won't be retroactive in the sense of restoring Social Security from the years you've been retired, but it will be prospective going forward, which was also key to this as well. And I know over the years, you know, people have been promised the moon and then delivered nothing. We found a solution that we can deliver on and restore Social Security benefits, which is why throughout every part of this work over the years, we've asked our firefighters and our teacher and our police, how can we make this fair? How do we design this right? And the solution we have is because of the hard work of the people behind me as well.
I'd like to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
Will it affect me and others too? I turned 62 before the 2016. I had filed for my Social Security everything when I wake up 66. So will it help me?
You will. The question was, if you're holding off, not doing early retirement at 62, but waiting for full retirement in Social Security at 66?
Yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes, it will, because you'll be really, whether you retire now or you retire in a few years, the formula works the same way. Yep. You had a question? Yes, sir.
As a chairman, when do you see this coming up for a hearing, and when do you foresee it coming to the floor?
Yeah, great question. We held a hearing last week, had a great turnout. We had representatives from Texas speaking about the impact it has on your real lives as retirees. And so I'm hopeful that we can bring it to our full committee, either late April or May, and bring it to the House this summer. We've still got some work to do in the Senate, and it is a presidential year, so it's not an easy path. It's doable. And so we're going to take the big steps from the House side. And we're going to need your support at every step. As we get it out of committee, bring it to the House floor, we're going to want you contacting grassroots members of Congress to make sure they're on board.
Do you have any support in the Senate, or what's the Senate looking
We
like?
are working with Senator Cornyn and a number of other senators on this who've had interest in this issue. This isn't a new one, been around a while. Finding the solution is new. And so we're going back to those senators who in the past have said we want to find a solution on this and ask them to get involved. And I know, again, presidential year, Senate rate, all that stuff, I think this is powerful enough principle of equal treatment for our public servants that we can get this done. And you know, if we can, we're not going to quit till we get it done. That's the bottom line. So, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right now, the question is, how does this affect spouses of retired firefighters or teachers? Right now, this really focuses on the windfall elimination provision. If you've earned a pension as a firefighter, and you've also paid into Social Security, earned that as well, it affects that issue. The separate issue is about spouses' benefits. We are working on that issue as well. It's a little tougher to solve, but we think the same principles we're applying here of equal treatment and fairness in the GPO could work as well. And so we're sort of running a separate work on that side to see if we can fix this, why can't we fix that as well? So a little more complicated, same principles. We're going to run that out and see if we can't do that as well. But this is going to be the focus right now. You bet. Yes, sir.
I know you can't probably mention because of political year and all that stuff. Is there anybody fighting against this? Is really against this?
Is anyone fighting against this? No. Other than those who in the past have sort of promised the moon on this and are still promising it, but if you can't deliver in 30 years, maybe you ought to shoot for deep outer space and hit that instead, which is what we're doing, which is getting a lot of the way there. And so, but you know, over time, I think we'll win them over. And again, because this doesn't promise the moon and it actually helps Social Security over time, we answered two of the biggest problems from the past. And so we're going to keep pushing this. And again, we have bipartisan support here. I've been working with Richie Neal, who is as far philosophically from me as you can get, from Massachusetts, and he's been working it just hard as can be with me. And so, yeah, we're building the bipartisan support for it. And again, I don't want to overpromise, that never works, but I've never seen a path as clear as this path. So, and with your help, we can get it done. So, yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you, and again, thanks for everybody coming out today. And again, join me and let's give Congressman Brady another big round of applause. Well, that concludes today's event. Thank you again for coming out.